You're right, because Christians prize Jesus, and Jews.
What do they think, what's happened to him in this book? Are you aware of that? They think he's boiling in human feces in hell.
Exactly.
Judeo-Christian values.
So it's impossible.
And they're allowed to rape just, I don't know if you saw, they were caught raping a bunch of prisoners.
Yep.
And a couple of the guys got arrested because the video leaked out, and they had riots to free the prisoners that were gang men, that are sodomizing male prisoners. And they rioted. The politicians were arguing if they should be able to rape non-Jewish prisoners. It's like, how is this Judeo-Christian values?
How's it even a conversation?
It's just wild. And our media, I don't think any of our media covered it. You only see that stuff on like social media and stuff. But it's real. There's videos of it. It's coming out. You know, it's in foreign press, but our press just buried it.
There's even, I think it's called a mitzvah, and this is where the child is circumcised, and they take the bloody foreskin off, and then the rabbi takes the child's bloody phallus, into his mouth and drinks the blood. You ever heard of this?
Yeah, they literally put the penis in the mouth.
Yes. And the only reason that the secular folks or the Gentiles became aware of this, it happens throughout the United States and, of course, around the world where you have Jews. The only reason we learned about this is because some of those filthy animals were giving the children STDs. Right, exactly. Isn't that terrible?
Disgusting. It's one of those things. And I understand religious freedom. I think that goes too far.
Right, like that seems like more like the devil than religion.
It seems, a little satanic.
Yeah, exactly.
A little off subject. That reminded me, we were talking about earlier, given herpes. Remember the monkeypox when that was being pushed?
Oh, yeah. They didn't want to
talk what happened is it was all men.
Exactly.
And listen to this. Some children started getting it around.
Wow.
And that's when they really buried it.
Yep. Yep.
Have you seen all these gay surrogates now? And they hand them this... I never had a strong opinion before. I'm like, oh, whatever, they have a home. But seeing them take this kid, yank it from the mother, the surrogate, and they hand it to these the baby's freaking out. The guys are holding it like a little pet. It's just absolutely disgusting.
It's vile.
Videos. It's vile.
In fact, it's evil. And that's what and I always find it funny. I talk a lot about race. And I think that maybe that's why people might associate racism, because I talk about race and it needs to be talked about. I find it funny that the white males become so weak. It's just hard to imagine that they were ever a master in this land.
Crazy, right?
Like, how do you go from the master in the land
to the weakest, self-hating? It's pathetic. You see these. I saw one. It was one poll where they had people standing, black people and white people, on a line. And they're like, if you're extremely pro black, go to the side. All of them went to every single one of them went to the extremely pro black. For the white people, if you're extremely pro, one side was anti. They all went to the anti. A couple of them stayed on the mid. No one went to the pro white. It's like, how have they brainwashed these people to hate themselves? That's why people say I'm racist maybe, because I think white people should be proud to be white. I think everyone should be proud of their race.
Of what they are.
Exactly.
Be proud of what you are. Yeah, and I think historically what we've called white supremacists were violent and hateful in nature toward those who are not white. And so because you have these historical practices and organizations where you call them pro-white, but there's something beyond being pro-white, right? You can be pro-black without hurting anyone who's not black. You can be pro-white without hurting anyone who's not white. And in fact, I don't think we necessarily need to be pro-black or pro-white. We need to be good people.
Yeah.
We need to respect ourselves.
Yeah.
And respect what we are.
I think the reason I started saying I was pro-white is because these people, the anti-white whites, they just absolutely disgust me. So I'm like,
you got to counter
I needed to like push back a little bit. But no, I agree. It's about being good people, because I like a lot of my best friends has happened to not, I get along with whoever I get along with, whether they're white, black. So it's like I definitely don't see myself as racist. I treat everyone as equal. And people will call you racist for that, because I think black people can get IDs.
Right. And I think also there's nothing wrong with, I mean, at some level, I favor being black and you favor being white. Like without thinking, though.
Yeah,
it's just, right. Like without
what we
thinking.
are. We wouldn't like change it because we love who we are.
And I might say something off color to you, like thoughtlessly, just because my reality is as a black man and your reality is not. And so it might be off color, but I wouldn't have even thought twice about if we're out and like you're putting on sunscreen and it smells kind of funny, and I might like bro, like I might make a comment. Yeah. Not like trying to degrade you or anything. Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I think a lot of times when you're less racist, you actually can joke with your friends and make little jokes without being all offended. Like, oh my God, he said that. That was slightly racist. Guys that overthink this are just like pathetic.
And I think the women are the best example of like kind of the differences between the racial categories. And I think if we can be real about things, which is to say, and this is how I look at it objectively. All the races are different in terms of the intellectual faculties. We don't know precisely what the difference is. I have some guesses. In terms of personality, nature, tendency toward anger, aggressiveness, ability to plan long-term, things like this. I have some guesses.
Yes, it's hard to say what's culture versus race, but there's definitely some racial factors.
There's no doubt about it. The data is not clear. We don't have clear data on this yet. And maybe one day we will, maybe we never will, because they'll suppress studies.
Yeah, they don't like stuff like that. They call it racist.
But in terms of physical appearance, if you look at the different racial groups, I say, okay, no one won at everything. If you like, and I like to use women as an example. The black women, they seem to despise their hair. I personally love black women's natural hair, but they despise it. So say the white women win on the hair. The black women win on the skin. I think the black skin is the superior skin by far, not only in appearance, but also in actual protection from the elements. Like you're less likely to die because of the sun's vertical rays. Yeah, exactly. So, okay, the white women got the hair that everyone likes. The black women got the skin and the lips. And like each group has the Asian women have the flat stomachs. Like, you know, each group has something that they're good at or that they're excelling in. The poison comes in when you want to be something that you're not. When you're a white woman and you're tanning, you need to stop that. You're actually literally committing slow suicide. And mostly it doesn't look good. If you're black or if you're a white woman and you're inflating your lips, you look like a fool. A lot of the Eastern European women do that. You look like a fool.
I hate that. It looks so terrible. You see these girls are young and their faces are all done up. You're like, they were pretty and they look disgusting. There's too much of this in Vegas, in Miami, these places.